Hello everybody!
Good morning.
Hi, welcome back to another episode of the GS E&C English podcast.
Episode 6.
Indeed. All right, my name's Owen.
Martin.
And yeah, thank you. Before we start, just wanted to say thank you very much to all of you for all of your likes, comments, and views on the video. The video so far. It's really very, very much appreciated.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so how are you doing today, Lawton? You all right?
Today I'm doing great. It's a lovely Monday morning.
It is beautiful.
How about yourself?
I'm great. Spring has sprung.
Yeah, spring has sprung.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. Finally. All right, so today, what have you got for us?
Yeah, so today we have brought in a lesson about some common mistakes that we hear. And this is actually kind of an extension of a previous lesson. We talked about schedules and deadlines a few episodes ago.
Yeah.
And now we're going to talk about a few mistakes that we hear and see pretty often related to schedules and deadlines.
Right. So, I mean, often these are going to relate to writing and emails, but also in speech as well.
Yeah, both.
So, common errors related to deadlines, right? So there's no dialogue today. We're just going to go through a few different issues that we see. Okay, the key expressions we are going to look at in detail today are the simple words by,
Until,
before,
within,
and not later than or no later than. Okay, so let's go straight into the first one. All right. So our first mistake, common error, issue we're looking at today is the confusion between how to use by and until when talking about deadlines.
Right.
Now this is one of the most common errors I see all the time, not just by intermediate speakers, but by advanced speakers as well. But it's a very easy and quick fix for you. Okay, so let's get into it. So by, how do we use by correctly?
Right, so to put it simply, by is used for single actions. So for words like submit, send, finish, complete, all of these words go really well with the word by. So when talking about deadlines and a single action. So let's go through a few example sentences using by, and I'll give you a second to repeat these after me. Please submit the documents to me by 10 a.m. tomorrow. Please submit the documents to me by 10 a.m. tomorrow. Please submit the documents to me by 10 a.m. tomorrow. Okay, our second one. Please finish this work by Friday so I can give it to my boss before the weekend. Please finish this work by Friday so I can give it to my boss before the weekend. Please finish this work by Friday so I can give it to my boss before the weekend. And one more. The foundation work needs to be completed by Wednesday so we can keep to the schedule. The foundation work needs to be completed by Wednesday so we can keep to the schedule. The foundation work needs to be completed by Wednesday so we can keep to the schedule.
Okay, so we could see there were three verbs, three action words there: submit, finish, complete. All right, so those are the three verbs, all one-off actions.
Right.
And so in that case, we would use by. All right. Until, until, on the other hand, we use slightly differently. We use until when we are using it to describe an action that should be completed over a long time, that should be done over a long time. So something like work. Work is not a one-off action. You work for 4 hours. Sleep. You sleep for 8 hours a day, right? So stay. We stay in work for a long time. So if you're using these words, you would use until. For example, you need to work until 10 p.m. tonight to get the work finished on time. You need to work until 10 p.m. tonight to get the work finished on time. You need to work until 10 p.m. tonight to get the work finished on time. Okay, another one is, you have to stay until you've finished your homework. You have to stay until you've finished your homework. You have to stay until you've finished your homework. Okay, we can use until to talk about deadlines, but only if we use the word have. So for example, you could say, you have until 2 p.m. on Friday to complete the work.
Right.
So you have all the time, that is yours. You have all this time until 2 p.m. to complete the work.
Right.
All right, so our next key expression or word we're going to look at is the use of the word before when talking about deadlines. Very, very similar to how we would use by, except there's one key difference. I'm going to tell Lawton to do two things. I'm going to see how he would do those things differently. Okay, so number one, Lawton, I need this work done by Friday. Now, what time are you going to send me this work?
Okay, so you said, I need this work done by Friday. I'm going to send it to you by, let's say, 5 p.m. on Friday.
Not very hard working there, Lawton. I'm very disappointed in you. That's terrible.
You said by Friday.
Okay, it's my fault. I should have been clearer. So if I'd said, Lawton, I need this work done before Friday.
Okay.
When are you going to send me that work?
Right, so if you said before Friday, then I would definitely send it to you by Thursday evening, by 5:30 on Thursday at the latest.
Yeah, so how can we avoid confusion altogether?
Okay, so probably the easiest way to avoid confusion is just to say by and include a specific time. So please send me the work by 5:30 on Thursday, for example.
Okay, so our next expression to look at is the word within. Now, to be honest, it's not an expression I would use a great deal when talking about deadlines, but I'm using it because I actually received this email the other day and it said, the work needs to be completed within Friday. Now, I understand what it means, but it's not the correct expression.
Right.
We should have said...
Yeah, in that case, you should just say by. I need you to complete the work by Friday, by 5:30 on Friday.
Yeah, by the end of the day on Friday.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
But we can use within.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes. So how would we use within?
Yeah, so if you want to use the word within, you just need to use it with a period of time. So, for example, we're going to finish the foundation work within the next 2 months.
Yeah.
For example.
Yeah. I need to receive all the work from you within the next week. So it doesn't mean within this week, Monday to Friday. It means 1 week from now. So today could be Wednesday. Within the next week means until Wednesday next week.
Right.
Okay?
Right. Yep.
So be careful with that when you're using it. And yeah, so let's look at our last expression. So our last expression today is the expression no later than, not later than. So yeah, how do we use no later than?
Yeah, so no later than is basically just used to emphasize the deadline. So we could say, please complete the work by Friday, which is totally fine. Or if you want to really emphasize strongly that Friday is the absolute latest time that it can be finished, then you could say, please finish the work, please complete the work no later than Friday.
Yeah, no later than or not later than.
Right,
yeah.
either
So
one.
Either one, yeah. So we'll need to know your decision no later than 6 p.m. on Friday. All right, that's a strict deadline cutoff point. So that is all the time we have for today. Hopefully you found those tips very useful. Before we go, let's just review all those expressions we learned today.
So our first expression was by. By is used for deadline, so please complete the work by Friday. Next we had until. Until is usually used for continuous actions. So we are going to work on this until the end of the week. We're going to work on this until the end of the week. Next we had before. Before is very similar to by. It just makes it clear that the work has to be completed or finished or sent before the date that you say. So please send me the work before Friday. Next we had within. Within is used for a period of time. Okay, so please send me the work within the next week. Please send me the work within the next week. And lastly, we had no later than or not later than, which is the same thing as by. It's just used to emphasize that deadline. So we have to complete this task no later than Friday. That's it.
Excellent. Okay, so again, thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those comments under the video. We'll give you some feedback on those. Right. As always, take this opportunity to sign up to some of the other classes we have here at GSE&C. We've got the BS, the BC, Sight English. A load of different classes, okay? But we also have something new.
Right, so we have a new KakaoTalk-based vocabulary program, which has already started. You can use that program to learn one new vocabulary word per day. Vocabulary is obviously extremely important to learning English, and learning one new word a day will be a big help for sure. So please make sure you're participating in that.
Indeed. All right, so thank you very much, and see you next week.
All right, we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.